What's good, people? I'm sorry I haven't posted a video in so long. I know you've all been waiting patiently for some pearls of wisdom. So what have I been doing over the past couple of months? In essence, I've been trying to find out what I want to do with my time. So I was considering going to South America to find myself when I came across an infinitely more appealing idea. So I was listening to the Tim Ferriss podcast, and he said, instead of finding yourself, you should be trying to create yourself. Like that? I like that. So to create yourself, you need to become a little bit autodidactic, which basically means a self-taught person. If you want the trifecta, which is what most people want, which is health, wealth and happiness, the first step is knowledge. Knowledge is power. You can learn to be wealthy, you can learn to be fit, you can even learn to be happy. And how do you get knowledge? You need to read. If you take anything away from this video, it would be how important reading is. The books I'm going to focus on in this video are self-help books. They're a perfect place to start. They're going to make you become a more well-rounded person. This is why I've decided to share the wealth. If you're not reading at the moment, I would seriously consider giving up an episode of Power at the end of the night for an hour of reading. Even if it's for a month, watching a series is here. That's the cap. You can only get to this much enjoyment. And when you start reading, it's going to be a bit of a drag. Once you start enjoying it and once you start reading more, it's going to become up here. You're going to learn so much more, and it's going to be more fulfilling and more enjoyable in the long run. And if you don't fancy reading the whole book, you don't have to. That's an outdated method. If you're stuck on a book at the moment, if you don't want to read it, don't read it. Go on to the next one. It's more important to keep your enjoyment for reading going so you can read more things than to stick on one book and try and finish it. So these self-help books focus on you, your behaviour and how to interact with people around you. So number one, I should get the book, shouldn't I? How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's an absolute classic. It's a bestseller, and it's a bestseller for a reason. So this book is fundamentally about people skills. And who doesn't need people skills? People are the centre of the world. You need to interact with them. You need to make sure those interactions are fine and dandy. The book teaches you a number of different principles that's going to help you in social situations. The reason why I love this book is because it's so simple. Every single principle or rule you can incorporate into your life tomorrow with minimal effort. There's no outlandish rules like when you meet someone you need to look into their left eye for 15 seconds or anything like that. So the rules, they won't only make you win friends, they'll make people warm to you. I personally just think that they will make you a better person. I'll give you a gist of what the book is like. So one of the rules is you can never win an argument. Let me explain. So at the start of an argument, you're already convinced you're right and they're wrong. All you're doing throughout the argument is reinforcing your own points. You're making your own points more clear in your mind, and you're not really listening to the other person's point of view. So by the end of the argument, you're just more convinced you're right and they're more convinced they're right. So what's the point? If you do genuinely outsmart the person, you hurt their sense of pride. You're better to just avoid arguments altogether. Direct them towards a discussion, a friendly discussion. And if you can't do that, just go for the we'll agree to disagree. You love Trump? We'll agree to disagree. Yeah. Number two is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's the workbook, but the actual book looks pretty similar to that as well. This book focuses more on you, not so much how you interact with people. So it's going to give you habits that are going to make you successful in whatever you do. To give you a taste of the book, here are 2 of the habits. One habit is be proactive, not reactive. Effective people take responsibility for their actions. Their actions are a product of their values and their decisions. Ineffective people tend to act more on their emotions, and that's based on their circumstances and conditions. So say you lose your headphones and you're just about to get on a long train journey. You've got a playlist set out. So an ineffective person would just get on the train anyway. If they really wanted to listen to that playlist, they would want to pee on the train like a loser on their own. Now they can't do it, so they just have a miserable train journey. That's it. They're going to react emotionally. I've lost my headphones, this is shit. An effective person would eliminate that problem before it even started. So they'd already have 3 or 4 things they wouldn't mind doing on the phone. So instead of headphones, they'd have a portable radio. No, instead of headphones, they'd like to read, or they can meditate on the train, a 3-hour meditation session. Basically, that habit is sharpening your ability to choose your response will make you a happier person. Another habit is starting with the end in mind. This habit is about personal leadership. Don't just trickle through life. Don't spend precious hours of your life working aimlessly just for work's sake. Have a vision for your future and try and live in a way that's going to make that vision a reality. Every job's going to pay you money, so why not get a job that's going to actually build your skill set? For example, if you want to open a business one day, you're going to have to know about sales. Sales is imperative to any business, so why don't you get a job in sales? So when the opportunity comes along, when you're ready to start that business, you've got that in your locker, you're there. This habit is where the funeral test gets introduced. This is a brilliant, simple test that has made me think a lot differently about my life. You know, especially if you're uncertain of what kind of route you want to take. So that's just a snippet of 2 habits. There's 5 more to get your teeth sunk into. Number 3 is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Duhigg. It's spelled Duhigg. I should really know how to pronounce his name, but I'm not perfect. I'm trying to become perfect. I'm not perfect yet. Give me time. Our habits have a huge impact on our life. On a daily basis, our subconscious mind controls so much of what we do. There's too much information for our brain to process, so often we're on autopilot and we don't even realise. For example, if someone videoed you in the shower, God forbid that happens, that would be weird. I don't condone such behaviour. But say if they did, and then posted it to you, and you watched it, you'd probably find yourself doing the same thing every day in the shower. You'd scrub this part of your face first, then you'd do this, and you do your hair, then it'd be the same routine, autopilot. Habits are hard to let go of, especially detrimental ones, but we need to let go of them. This book tells you how to reprogram your subconscious mind to expel habits that are bad for you, negative ones, and to introduce new ones that will align with your goals. The book talks about a 3-stage loop of habits, so cue, routine, and reward. For example, if you smoke, the cue would be a craving to smoke, the routine would be the smoking, and the reward would be the nicotine. But here's the trick. If you keep the cue the same, so you've got a craving or whatever it is, you have some kind of reward, you can just slide out the harmful routine. For example, if you're a smoker, you would get the craving for smoking, but instead of the routine, you take a nicotine patch, and then you still get a reward, the nicotine. That's just one of the ideas in the book. He also talks about willpower, about keystone habits, and all kinds of other things as well. It's a really, really good book, and it's really helped me and really changed how I do things. I'm still in the process of discovering negative habits that I wasn't even sure they were negative before and changing them. It's an unbelievably empowering thing to do. If you want to work for yourself one day, you need to buy this book, because you need to be able to have your own accountability for what you're doing on a daily basis. You need to govern yourself. And if you govern yourself, you need to have some good, efficient habits. So there it is, my 3 recommendations for books to get you on this path of enlightenment. Self-help books for me are like having your own life coach. Read as many as you can. So this video was more to do with the happiness part of the trifecta. So my next video on books is going to be to do with the wealth side, which is what you all want to know, of course. To give you a hint, an idea, a theme that comes up in nearly all the books I've read for financial purposes, the 9 to 5 is not going to make you wealthy. You need to own something. You need to own a stock. You need to own a part of a company, a property. You're not going to get wealthy by saving up money. You need to invest in something. But I'm going to tell you more about that in another video. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. If you're into these kind of videos, or you're into me, then subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back a lot sooner than I was this time. Maybe within a week, definitely 2 weeks, no longer than a fortnight. Peace and love and knowledge.